Some coaches write workouts or sets down for swimmers. Other coaches don't. Does it matter? Everything matters when it comes to helping swimmers improve. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. For this week's question, a coach asked if I write down workouts, I write down sets for swimmers. I really like this question because it's another one of those details that can really make a difference in terms of the outcome of the workout. It's easy to focus on the workout itself in terms of what's prescribed, but how the workout is actually performed is critical to what swimmers actually get out of it. How the workout is delivered can be a difference maker in terms of what swimmers learn and how much they improve as the result of workouts. Now, there isn't necessarily a right or a wrong. What I think is most important is that you have a reason for what you're doing and you're able to adjust based upon what you're seeing. This is what I like to do. In almost all cases, I'm going to verbally deliver the workout to swimmers. Here's why. The most important reason I don't like to write down workouts for swimmers is because I'm not psychic. There often needs to be change from what I was expecting to do to what I actually need to do. Some sets go better than expected, some sets go worse than expected, some sets take more time than expected, some sets take less time than expected. I usually have to make some sort of adjustment, even if it's really, really small, in order to meet them where they're at and to help them get better. Making adjustments is just the reality of coaching, and it's something we have to be good at and we have to be willing to do. The problem is swimmers don't really like adjustments. Anything that's written down is treated like a holy document and it can't be changed. It doesn't matter if you're making the set easier for them, if you're making the set harder for them, if you're doing more or doing less, they don't like different. They want to do what's written down, even if that's not what they need to do in order to get better. I want the ability to quickly make adjustments without having to justify what I'm doing. It's a lot easier to give them what they need without a lot of hassle if it's not written down. Another big issue is focus. I want swimmers focused on what's happening right now, not what's going to happen in 20 minutes, not what's going to happen in 60 minutes. No matter how hard they try not to, no matter what their intentions, people worry about what's to come and they save up. They don't necessarily focus on what they're doing and they may hold back if they're concerned about what they're going to be doing later. Again, it might not be conscious, it might not be intentional, but their focus is going to be divided between what they're doing now and what they know is coming later. I want them focused on what they're doing right now because that's all they can control. And the better they do right now, the more they're going to improve. I find they almost always do a better job when they don't necessarily know what's coming and they can just focus on what they're doing right now. And for their benefit, it's actually less stressful for them. They just have to think about what's in front of them, not what's coming, and not what they can't control. Focusing on one thing at a time is critical to getting better, and by delivering the workout verbally, I give them the best chance to make that happen. And in terms of delivering sets themselves, if there are multiple rounds of the set that change slightly each time we do it, I usually only give them the first round of that set. So again, they don't have to worry about where it's going. They just have to worry about what they're doing right now. Another reason is attention. I used to write workouts down. I used to write sets down because I thought it would help swimmers focus. Turns out that's usually not the case. Allowing swimmers to read the workout versus having to hear it doesn't necessarily solve the problem. When it's in front of them, they don't necessarily listen to you at all, and they still mess things up. Because it's written down, they have a safety net. They know they can always go back and just check it again, and as a result, they don't listen to what I say, and they end up missing key aspects of the set. But if there's no record of the workout for them to refer to, they have to listen, and they actually have to help each other out when there's a little bit of confusion as to what they need to do. I'll always say the set once, I'll answer clarifications, and then I do my best not to repeat myself so that they can get better at listening and so that they can get better at working together and helping each other out. They're encouraged to listen, they're encouraged to pay attention, they're encouraged to work together. This is never a bad thing. It also forces me to get better at explaining what's actually happening. If there's always a ton of questions, that means I'm not explaining things well. So by giving workouts verbally, we all get better. Are there exceptions? Of course. If I'm running multiple workouts, I'll usually print something off or write something down. If I know I'm not going to have much time to explain things, I'll print it out so that they can get a head start. In these situations, I'm also very clear that my focus is going to be divided and I need them to pay attention. I try to treat the written workout as a special treat or a special gift. I'm clear that I expect it to be treated as such. I let them know that they need to know what's going on and I'm trusting them to make it happen. This usually works pretty well because if I'm running multiple workouts at the same time, that means I'm providing specific opportunities for swimmers to get better, and they recognize that that effort is being made and they tend to invest more. At the same time, I recognize that these type of workouts are more about management than actual coaching. I'm managing the workouts as much as possible, and therefore I need extra help from the swimmers, and so I'm going to help them by printing it out and making it a little bit easier for them. In this situation, typically I'm not going to be able to make adjustments to the set, and so I don't worry about that aspect of it. Another time I'll write things down if the set's a little bit more complicated with lots of equipment changes or different parts to the set. And I do that so they don't necessarily have to remember each and every detail, but they still have to be responsible for the big picture. However, I will usually explain the set first, and then I'll just print off the reminders that I have for them for the parts that I think they're going to struggle to remember. I explain the concept and the framework first, and then I give them a look at the details. Now, is this the way to go? Should you never print out workouts? Should you always give them verbally? Not necessarily. It's up to you, your situation, and what's going to provide your swimmers for the best opportunity to improve. I'm simply giving you a perspective about what has worked for me and why, and that could potentially be useful for how you deliver workouts and sets to your swimmers. If you want to learn more about communicating with swimmers to help them go fast, check out the video here.